And this brings me to my final point, and again a point why I like Sanjeev Sanyal so much. He works for the government, and he says in all his speeches that economics professors and economics teachers and syllabuses will always talk about, first they will teach you that this is how supply and demand works. This is how, if you take a basic economics course, you will think that, wait, free market is the best thing in the world. Then why are so many economic academicians and economics professors fucking Marxists? Because after they are done teaching how supply and demand works, how cost and price works, the very next thing they teach is market failure. And that's where Sanjeev Sanyal says we are living with example after example of government failure. No one talks about that, and we are only bothered about market failure. How many times has market failed? And what are the things that market has failed in? Is it really arguable that market failure is going to happen in everything? Let's see. Market failure is spoken in terms of, let's say, public roads and stuff. Because what if people who have only paid for the road are allowed to travel in that road? Those things are long discussions. We can have that argument someday. But okay, as I said earlier, even Americans don't want a completely libertarian government. If they did that, if they thought that way, they would vote the Libertarian Party and not the Republican Party or Democratic Party. So let government take care of roads. But everything else, we are always worried and fearful as Indians, because we have grown up in a socialist mindset that, oh my God, market is going to fail me. The government can do no wrong, but the market is going to fuck me. It's the companies who is going to rip my heart out. But we are living at least in Bengal, it's a gigantic government failure after government failure after government failure. But every day economics students are learning in their classrooms that no, market failure is the thing that we need to be worried about. So in conclusion, fuck Marxist economists and Marxist academicians, and especially economics people who know economics inside out, and they still promote these debunked 20th century policies. Like Abhijit Banerjee, he has a Nobel fucking award. And the first thing Shekhar Gupta asks him after he wins the Nobel Prize is that, are you a leftist? He thinks, no, if taxing rich people is a good thing, then I'm a leftist. So he doesn't understand, he doesn't have this basic historical context that when you tax rich people, they can move to another place for business. But the poor people who use the products of that rich person's company or work in that rich person's company, they cannot go anywhere else. Abhijit Banerjee says this because he has studied in a free college, he has studied in a free university, he has studied in a free, he has received tenure, he has received PhD grants. He has never worked for a job, worked for a salary a single moment in his life. Maybe he did some tuitions when he was in college. But when you create such products out of society from who has been receiving free stuff from other people without their consent all their lives, you create dumb fucks like this. He has a Nobel in economics, and he doesn't understand that rich people can move other places if you tax them too high. What has happened in Bengal? Bengal has made the lives of industrialists such living hell that they have all gone to Maharashtra and Gujarat. And that's word for word, data for data, what's happening in California today. Each and every rich person is leaving California because they can't pay so much taxes in California, especially because California is legalizing crime so much. If you rob someone and the thing you robbed, the thing you stole costs less than $100, you don't even go to jail. So California is facing the exact things Bengal faced a few decades back. And let me tell you another reason why Abhijit Banerjee is absolutely wrong on this. Tax rates don't mean the tax revenue getting higher. Ronald Reagan's economist had, whoever was the chief economic advisor to him, had pointed this out, that higher tax rates equal to lower actual collection of tax revenues. So when stupid fucking leftists are demanding, no, raise tax rates, raise corporate tax, that's not going to lead to higher taxes. Because when you take away, let's say hypothetically 30%, let's say right now the tax rate is 15%, okay? And you think it's affordable for you to pay that tax, you will pay it. But if a leftist demands for it to be made 20%, you will think, no, I'm not going to pay that tax anymore. So you will take that 20% that you are supposed to save, supposed to give away as tax. You are going to keep that 20% in Switzerland or at your home, like Partho Chatterjee. And you are going to pay a small fee of, let's say, 4 or 5% to have this illegal opportunity. And therefore, the general tax revenue is going to decrease. So when you raise taxes, you don't actually collect that higher amount of taxes. But when you decrease taxes, that's when people pay taxes because they can afford to pay it. And the rich people who would have sent their money to Switzerland, even they don't send it to Switzerland, they pay it here, because even sending it to Switzerland, living an illegal life, is a hassle. Why should they take that hassle if they can afford it? So higher taxes, according to Abhijit Banerjee's ideas, don't work in the real life because he has no knowledge of history and society or human traits, apparently. And let me point out to you how higher taxes actually affect the poorest of the poor and the middle class more. Either that tax rate is going to be, let's say, equally distributed among all people, in which case you will be left with paying more taxes because your government is socialist and wants to help poor people and give them free stuff. Even if that's not the case, the company that's having to pay more taxes, they are not going to give you the product for the same price. They will make up for that higher tax rate out of your pocket by charging you higher. And that's when free market fails, because other companies cannot swoop in and reduce their prices because they also have to pay that higher tax rate. And therefore the product you buy will be costlier. Which also brings me to these corporate social responsibility nonsense. Why? One of the reasons for inflation has to be this. That's so much nonsense that companies are going on pretending to do in social responsibility sense, that sociologists have got their forced them to do and got it in their minds that we have to be socially responsible. Where's that money for that social responsibility coming from? It's coming from pricing their products higher. So we don't have to pay higher prices. Why can't companies just stay and do what they are meant to do? Just give me a job and make a product. Stick to these two fucking things. And there's one common sentence that leftists keep saying, that corporate tax is zero. Amazon didn't pay any tax while you paid so much tax. Those dumb fucks don't understand that Jeff Bezos has not gotten away with paying tax. Jeff Bezos has paid his tax. Elon Musk last year paid the highest tax in the history of the United States. Elon Musk's the amount of tax Elon Musk paid to US government could have solved world hunger. But how is the US government going to use that tax? By paying it to bureaucrats for giving free stuff to other people who will need that free stuff forever. And why should the corporate company give taxes? The corporate company is not a person. The person who has made that company, all the people who work in the company, from the CEO to the chaprasi, everyone is paying income taxes or some kind of taxes by buying the products that also have VAT and not VAT, GST and stuff. Some way or the other, everyone is paying the taxes according to what their lifestyle is or what their earning is. Why should the company on top of that pay taxes, you stupid idiot Marxist assholes? Why? The company is giving creating the job, the company is creating the wealth, the company is creating the prosperity in the entire place, in the locality, in the state, in the district. So the company is essentially doing the job of the government, and then you want the company to also pay the government money, taxes, for doing the same jobs the company is doing. Why should there be corporate higher taxes? And when you make corporate taxes higher, they will charge it from you by making you pay higher for their products, and or by paying you less salaries. That's how the corporate tax is going to come out from. Dumbass leftists.